Okay, ladies and gents, welcome. It's time for some more wrestling chat here on CM42 TV, our weekly outlet to chat modern wrestling. Of course, if you want more wrestling chat from me, you can get my podcast, The Wrestling Connection, talking about all ways that wrestling connects us all, talking about generic topics, not necessarily the modern stuff. We leave the modern stuff and the current week-to-week stuff and pay-per-views for right here on CM42 TV, so thanks for tuning in. This weekend, we have Double or Nothing 2, AEW's second, I want to say the biggest show of the year. I guess it's going to be like the flagship show, which is going to be like May every year, which is cool, you know. There's never really a major pay-per-view in May. It's always that kind of down period after WrestleMania. So it's going to be cool. I just can't believe that it's been a whole year since the first Double or Nothing. Although there's been so much that's happened since then, it doesn't seem like a whole year ago that there was this big revolution that was happening. They were thinking, oh, we've got this new company and this is Double or Nothing and it's really exciting. In terms of the other AEW pay-per-views, I'd probably say the first Double or Nothing was probably the best one. All Out was really good, Full Gear was really good, and Revolution was extra good. If you want to put it that way, you had that Hangman and Omega versus Young Bucks tag match. You had Orange Cassidy and Pac. Then of course Jericho and Moxley. Such a great. Then what else was on that show? Was that Cody and MJF? Such a great pay-per-view revolution. And I had one wish for AEW is, well, first my main wish for all wrestling would be that we get back in front of a live audience and everything goes away and everything gets back to normal and we're all safe again. That'd be my number one wish. But my number two wish for AEW was that they released the shows on DVD and Blu-ray. My God, I want to watch Double or Nothing again and I can't because it's, you need to kind of watch it online illegally, or you need to try and find bad quality versions on YouTube, and I just don't want to do that. I want to have the shows. I want to go back and watch that excellent tag match. I want to go back and watch Cody versus Dustin. I want to go and watch Jericho winning the title for the first time on DVD, like we have all these WWE and TNA and ROH DVDs and stuff. It'd be cool to add the AEW ones. You can imagine the artwork being really cool. And now the figures are going to come out, I think, in September, which I think is a massive deal, and I can't wait, for that to happen. And I'm hearing rumours that Smiths in the UK are going to be carrying the AEW Unrivaled series. I'm not a figure buyer these days. I used to be a big wrestling figure guy, and that'll be an episode coming up soon on the Wrestling Connection, talking about wrestling figures and how that connects us. But when those AEW figures are carried in Smiths, it's a good chance we'll get a couple. I want to get the Jericho and I want to get the Cody. Whether I get the other ones, I probably end up well, but I'd like to just get those two anyway, and just say I have like a series one, AEW. So that's my goal for those when they come out in Smiths anyway. But anyway, this upcoming weekend is Double or Nothing 2020. Again, not quite the circumstances that we would like, having it, in front of no audience. And I don't know, they've not announced that it's happening at Daly's place in Jacksonville. I'm assuming it is, because that's where everything else is happening. That's such a cool venue anyway. But AEW are doing it so well in terms of having no crowd and having the heels on one side and the faces on the other, and they're all cheering and shouting at each other and that sort of thing. It really adds to it. And although I'm well used to the WWE version now, seeing Raw and SmackDown, watching Raw this morning from last night, I'm not fazed by it at all anymore. Which is why I think Backlash will end up being a really good show, because they're talking about having a lot of in-ring stuff. The greatest wrestling match ever between Edge and Orton. I can't wait to talk about that next week here on the show. But I'm so used to that now. But it is so weird, still with no crowd. But AEW have just made such a more of an effort to try and make it sound less awkward. And I don't know why WWE haven't taken that idea. AEW have taken so many ideas from WWE, and WWE have taken so many ideas from AEW already. Why not take that one, It makes so much sense. So that's something I think they should do, is have some crowd interaction with the wrestlers who aren't on the show, I guess it's a safety thing, of course, but for testing folk, why not, but whatever. I'm not in charge. If I was in charge, it'd be so much fun. Anyway, so I don't know if it's at Daly's place. I'd be happy for that to happen. But of course, they're having that stadium match, aren't they? The Stadium Stampede, I think it's called, with the Inner Circle versus the Elite, which is going to be a lot of fun. They're saying it's going to be in the football stadium. Now, is it going to be in the Jacksonville Jags stadium? I don't know. That's a big risk that the Jags are taking, considering the fact there's going to be a lot of damage to the stadium. I'm assuming they can fix it like that, and of course, Tony Khan owns it, so he can replace it, no bother. But I don't know. It's something about that, like, are the Jaguars going to really allow Jericho to throw someone down the stairs? I don't know. But why not? I guess that could happen. I guess they could just, the Khan family, I'm assuming, have a bunch of different venues they can run. They had that place in Georgia, I believe, which belonged to QT Marshall. They did those 4 weeks of TV. They taped it like the TNT tournament. That was those were a lot of fun, those shows, and Jericho was on commentary just having a laugh. Although it's not quite the same and it's not quite as special as the live stuff, it was a lot of fun. So I hope that happens in Daly's Place, and that stadium brawl thing. Because the one they had on Dynamite the other week was great, when Omega did that big moonsault and they did that bump with Matt Hardy running over Sammy Guevara. Brilliant stuff. That was a really good one. Jericho put the cone on his head and went, brilliant. So that was that. I think, who knows who could win that one. I'm assuming the Elite will get their win back. Matt Hardy will probably delete someone. And I thought they were going to build to a Jericho and Hardy kind of like ultimate deletion sort of thing, Elite deletion. They kind of teased that. That never happened. I'm assuming they're going to wait for that. But they could easily do that on TV and get a good rating for that, because I'm sure Jericho would have a field day with that sort of thing. And it could be another kind of cinematic way to kind of get around the lack of an audience. So that's going to be a good one. Looking forward to that. I'm sure they'll do both the deletion thing and they'll do the Stampede match, both to really high standards. So that's going to be a lot of fun. Then you have the world title. You have Jon Moxley defending against Brody Lee. Really quick turnaround for Brody Lee, coming from not doing anything to being, in the world title picture. And I guess there's no real choice, and there's no real indication of like why. I guess they're talking about wins and losses and that sort of thing, and whoever's at the top of the leaderboard is going to get the number one contender sort of spot. And Brody Lee's undefeated so far, but he's not really wrestled anyone. I guess it's a more personal thing, isn't it? Like the fact that like Brody has attacked Moxley and called him out and stole his title and that sort of thing. Always a good way to get a feud going, is stealing something that belongs to the other person. What was it back in '95? Was it like the Pirate stole Bret Hart's jacket, and that was the feud? Could be that. He's just stolen Moxley's title, and they've done that. The wrestling business has had that feud loads of times where someone has stolen a title, and the champion comes back and avenges it. So I'm assuming, pretty 90% certain, that Jon Moxley will win that match at Double or Nothing. Then you have the TNT Championship. Really cool idea. I'm not crazy about the name. I don't think the TNT title really makes it feel special. Just, naming it after the channel that they're on, I don't think that's a good idea. You're going to call it the BT Sport Championship? I don't know. But Cody versus Lance Archer. It's cool seeing Lance Archer there, getting they're putting the gas to him massively, really pushing him, which is good. They need big guys. They've got big guys now, and Lance Archer and Brody Lee and Dustin is massive as well, and Luchasaurus, and who's the other big guy? Wardlow. They got these big guys. They had Jeff Cobb. They need to get him back. He's great. So a bunch of big guys. That was one of the things they were missing. Jake Hager, of course, and now they're kind of expanding on that and getting some really big guys. So that's cool. So I guess I have no idea who's going to win this. I'm assuming Cody's going to win it, just to make it feel a bit more special and just to make it feel a bit more like a world title, since Cody can go for the world title. That's pretty cool. I'm assuming Cody will win that one, but it's weird. They're building Archer up, and I guess they could have Archer win, but I just don't think it would feel as special or feel as big. But I guess they might not want to beat Archer straight away, clean. Cody's not going to cheat, so I'm assuming Cody will win that one, but it could go either way, absolutely. Then we have the ladder match, the casino ladder match with the mystery, competitor. People are speculating. There's so many folk it could be. It's crazy. People are saying it's going to be Zack Ryder, or people are saying it's going to be Brian Cage, and no idea, no clue. I'd like it to be Zack Ryder, but I don't think that will happen straight. Is that no? It's 90 days isn't up, is it? So it can't be the Zack Ryder. It can't be. He's still got a few more weeks left in his no compete clause, so it can't be Zack Ryder unless he's got an exception to his contract. Could be anybody. So it could be Sting, all that stuff this week. But Sting not renewing his Legends contract and being a free agent again and going to move on to AEW stuff. So I don't know, that's just a rumour, of course. So could be Sting. But I think in terms of who's going to win it, it's the number one contendership. I would love Orange Cassidy to win it, because that would be hilarious. He's one of my favourites right now. It could be anybody. Who's going to wrestle Moxley, Phoenix is a good shout. I don't know. So that's going to be a good one. I guess Phoenix will be my pick, but I'd like Orange Cassidy to win. MGF and Jungle Boy having a random match. MGF will win that, no bother, just to kind of build him up. Oh, by the way, about the TNT title match, about Mike Tyson being involved, that's a big deal. And I think what should happen, I saw this on Twitter and I totally agree with it. MGF should come in and cut a big promo on Mike Tyson, and then Mike Tyson should knock him out. That would cause some big publicity and press for that particular show and that particular match. So that'd be a good one. I saw that on Twitter. Credit to whoever announced that one. And then we have, what else do we have on the show? Women's title match, Nyla Rose and Hikaru Shida. Shida's great. I wasn't a fan at first. I don't like the entrance music. how it starts off so slowly and just kills all the atmosphere. But she's a great wrestler, and she's really good with the title, I think. But I guess Nyla Rose has just started her kind of run, and she adds a bit of legitimacy as well because of her size and because of her strength to the title. So I don't know. Again, we can't really call this one. I'm assuming Nyla Rose will retain. And I guess we have Britt Baker and Chris Statlander having a random match as well because of what happened on Dynamite. I wasn't really a Britt Baker fan before. Now, since she's turned heel, I love her. She's great. She's so funny. She's getting better and better in the ring, and I always forgot that. I had this in my head that Britt Baker was this sort of overly talented, not overly talented, overly experienced wrestler because she'd been a big name since she'd been in the business. She's only been wrestling for like 2 years or 3 years, so it's she's doing really well. Keep it up, Britt. But I love her character stuff now is great. With Tony Schiavone and being the dentist and the role model and that sort of thing. Good stuff. I like her a lot, and I hope that she wins the match. I'm not a Statlander fan yet. Not quite got it. The alien thing doesn't really click with me. But again, she's going to have like a bigger size to her, so I guess it's going to help in terms of that division. But I think that's all the matches. I might have missed one or two out. I believe the Private Party are wrestling Best Friends in the pre-show. That could have made that up, but if that's going to happen, then Best Friends need to win. They've been on such a good roll since they've been really reliable on these sort of like these tapings. They've always been in big high-profile matches and long matches. Since a lot of people weren't available, so I'd highly recommend putting the Best Friends over on this one, and then having an Omega Hangman versus Best Friends tag match on TV and just blowing it out the water. That's a good possibility. What's Pac doing? Is Pac in the ladder match? If Pac's in the ladder match, he should win that ladder match. I don't know. I don't remember seeing his name, so it's going to be a good show. It's going to be a really good show. I'm looking forward to it a lot. Just sitting back and enjoying a wrestling pay-per-view again. Money in the Bank was a lot of fun and WrestleMania was a lot of fun, but I feel like they're so long ago because wrestling's not the same right now. So again, Backlash will be good. But in terms of Double or Nothing, those are my predictions, and I look forward to checking them out. Let me know in the comments what you think of the show, what your predictions are for the matches, what you're looking forward to on the show. And I'll be back here next week with some more wrestling chat. And remember, every single Sunday, my new podcast, The Wrestling Connection, launches and drops on all major podcasting outlets: Apple, Spotify, Anchor, Podbean, Pocket Casts, all those places. Go check it out. More random wrestling chat with the most obscure references ever. Thanks for watching, everybody. Take care. I'll see you all next time.